What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's One Piece chapter review. And in this week's chapter, there was a lot of bombshells dropped at the end and a lot of exposition in the middle. But let's just start off with the beginning. We have Chopper and Carrot, who are with Brule and Diesel, and they're trying to find a mirror that leads into the castle. Which, to be honest, I'm not really that interested in. This is just, the usual filling out of the chapter with some pretty uninteresting things going on. And their action has already pretty much died down now. And there's nothing really interesting to the plot or, bomb dropping that they can offer at this point. So, next, we have Nami and Luffy, who are still in their book cell cage, and Luffy's trying to rip off his hands to escape, and this wasn't doing it for me either, because we all know how Luffy's going to be. We all know that Luffy's not going to submit and just give up in this situation. He's going to try to fight tooth and nail to escape, even if that probably means chewing off his own arms and legs. But, next, we also have Baron Tamago and Pedro fighting. And I've got to admit that I was very impressed with this part of the chapter because, for number one, I didn't expect their bounties to be so high. I was expecting Baron Tamago to have like a bounty of 350 or higher, and Pedro to have a bounty around like 250 or higher. But no, it's completely different. Baron Tamago has a bounty around 429, and Pedro has a bounty around 389 million. And that's a lot higher than many of the freaking supernovas of the worst generation post time skip. Now, also we get some exposition into the backstory of Pedro and what's his beef with Tamago. And we learn that when Pedro stole something from Big Mom, he had a partner named Zeppo. And when they were punished, they rolled up 100 years. Zeppo only had 30 years left, so he died when Big Mom took 30 years of his life. And when it came around to take the remaining 70 years out of Pedro's life, Heckams begged on their behalf, and she lowered it another 10 years, so 60 years from Pedro's life. But that doesn't even stop there as far as, the brutality of all this. Pedro rips out his own eye as punishment for taking Tamago's eye. So Big Mom knocks off another 10 years and just calls it 50 and just calls it a go. And I gotta just say, for number one, Pedro is starting to get my respect because at first I saw him as a side character, nothing more, nothing less. And I'm just to be honest, I didn't really think he had a high bounty. I didn't really think he was going to be playing such an interesting role. Yeah, he was one of the Musketeers, and he's the leader of the Nox Pirates, but I really wasn't too, seeing anything special in him. But now I am. Also, that just shows how reasonable Big Mom is. You come in there with about 100 years, and she knocks about a good 20 off. She manages to let your friend talk you down 10 years, and then she manages to accept you taking out your eye and taking off another 10 years that she was going to take from you. So you've negotiated yourself from 70 years of your life being taken to 50. People will argue, well, that's still a lot, but, 20 years makes a difference. You don't know when you're going to die. So lifespan is very important to bargain with. Also, as far as Tamago, at the end of their fight, we see that Pedro slices through Tamago, and Tamago is split in half, and there's this egg yolk, and I know that has to be a devil fruit. That has to be a devil fruit, or better yet, it's what type of devil fruit we don't know. It could just be an egg where he can transform into an egg and stuff like that, but I'm thinking it's one of those, trying to figure out what it is. It's one of those little egg-shaped things where you open it up and there's someone else inside, and you open that up and there's someone else inside. It could be that type of devil fruit that I'm assuming that Tamago has, and I hope that turns out to be true and not just an egg. Also, we finally learn who attacked Reiju. As Sanji is trying to find Pudding, and he manages to take the back route to her balcony, he finds that Reiju is not only restrained by Pudding, but that Pudding never really loved him to begin with. Pudding plans on killing Sanji, and that Big Mom never really planned off marrying, putting who she views as one of her favorite daughters, if not her favorite, to some trash like Sanji, and that she wants to not only call off this marriage and kill Sanji, but kill all of the Vinsmokes and take their technology. Now, this just spits in the face of everything I've done in the last video. I made a whole video as to why Pudding could not have beat up Reiju. I was pointing out how we see no combat experience, how she doesn't have the disposition, how she has absolutely no motive, how it could have been like the Sweet Commander Katakuri, but no. This just flies in the face of everything I've said in that last video, and it just leads me to a whole new conclusion. Maybe putting Sweet Commander Katakuri. Maybe. Because, for number one, I think we all kind of knew that Pudding was that girl in the seat, sitting next to Big Mom when Big Mom was introduced. And that jelly that was sitting on the chair in that video, in the anime, was the jelly that she has with her now, with the smile and the hat and everything. But, also, it shows that Pudding is just such a great actor. And that in One Piece, you just sometimes can't trust a person with too sweet a personality. Like, we had Rebecca, who is really sweet and all of that, but sometimes you can't trust a sweet personality because it's just a really dark thing, especially when you're messing with Yonko. Now, as far as Big Mom and the Vinsmokes, I kind of knew that this marriage was not going to work in the beginning anyway. There's no way that the Vinsmoke family would have went through this. Sure, they're marrying off Sanji, but for number one, they don't even really like pirates. They view pirates as trashy. Even Big Mom, the Yonko. And in my opinion, I do hope the Vinsmokes get what's coming to them. Because let's just be honest, the Vinsmoke family, minus Reiju and Sanji, are kind of dicks. So I wouldn't be too upset if Big Mom messed up their whole crew, messed up the whole family, took their clones, took their ships, took their army, took their kingdom. I would not be upset. Not in the least. Because his brothers are dicks. His father's a bigger dick. And what happens, happens. But what she messed up at is that she's going to shoot the crap out of Sanji at that marriage ceremony. And that's where she messed up at. And telling Luffy is where she also messed up at. She should have just simply went through it, not telling anyone. But you know, bad guys, they always have to tell you their whole story, their whole evil scheme, when they think that you're absolutely powerless. Then watch, 360, you're going to come back and you're going to mess up that plan, and you're going to ruin it all. Now, my predictions for the future chapters about the fate of the Vinsmokes and Big Mom is that, I don't know, maybe they're going to like haul ass or something. But I want to see this go down. I want to see Big Mom versus the Vinsmoke family. Also, I want to see how Brook is actually faring. I mean, sure, this is a Yonko, and this fight should be relatively short, but I want to see if Brook's Devil Fruit ability cancels out Big Mom's Devil Fruit ability, or whether something interesting is going to happen. Because when Devil Fruit goes up against Devil Fruit, you never know what's going to happen. This is VM. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, like my Facebook page, Vero Malo. It's in the link. It's in the description. Bye.